Hey everyone. So everyone's aware there's a lot going on in the world right now. It's quite obvious for so many people. Um, this is just my honest opinion. Treat it as such. Do your own research and your own thinking. But I would advise going in with an open mind and an open heart. So what I believe to be happening, from my understanding, is what we call our government, which was put in place to serve the people in order to make life harmonious, cooperative, productive, and easier and more comfortable for us. Not only have we taken missteps in the wrong direction towards damaging our environment over hundreds and thousands of years and stepping away from natural living, but collectively we've stepped more into self-service. And in the most extreme versions of that is the upper echelons, the elites, the whatever you want to call them, the powers that were, that are, trying and scrambling so hard to keep people divided and maintain control. And the reason they do this is because they're the most self-serving of all. And to paint the picture clearly, because none of us are purely innocent, but none of us are evil at heart. I condemn actions, not people. But the actions I see being portrayed by these people are those of self-service to an extreme egregious level, the point where it's like, I'm gonna do what I can to live my healthy, happy life and screw all those other hundreds of thousands, millions, and billions of people. Now that is complete ego. That is complete narcissism. That is complete shutdown of the heart, distortion of purity and light, all of it. It's a distortion. It's very grotesque and alienated from itself. So the upper echelons, the elites, whatever you would call them, the government, those who are put in place that are supposed to be helping the overall system work, look at Earth like a body and each of us like a cell. So right now we have a whole bunch of what are supposed to be immune and function cells that are actually cancer cells, right? And these cancer cells are gnawing away at the material. They are taking no consideration for the other cells. They no longer view themselves as part of a system. They view themselves as the system. So they serve themselves rather than cooperating with the system, serving themselves and the system. And then the whole thing just runs smoothly with that mindset, right? Just like if every cell in your body says, hey man, we're going to serve the body because the body serves us, everything runs pretty smoothly. There's no issues whatsoever. But if a few cells say, hey man, I realize we're serving the body, but I want to be the body. Not realizing that, if you believe in such things, reincarnation, as above, so below, microcosm, macrocosm, that we're all it. We're all connected. That cell can't see past its own position, incarnation, and its role and all its characteristics that its soul is endowed with in that particular incarnation. If it can't see its role, if it thinks, oh man, it's fucked, you know what? I'm just gonna do me. Screw everyone else. I'm just gonna do only me. Service for me. Well, if that becomes contagious, and the whole system starts to become compromised, because you have thousands that are just doing their job because they're doing what they do out of the goodness of their heart, out of the bliss and pleasure they want to explore and be a part of, out of the compassion and community they love being a part of and serving. All those are doing that. You have this 1 or 2% of cells that is, plotting, that is stealing, that is violating, that is usurping all these resources, all this energy, all these freedoms. And the only way they can keep the system, from a bodily standpoint, from realizing their agenda and saying, hey man, that's not how this works. We're either going to put you in the corner until you figure it out so you quit hurting people, or we can get you out of here. The only way they can keep the rest of the system from doing that to them, because their agenda is selfish and destructive, is by confusing the system, pinning the system against itself, segregating the system, by pinning black cells against white cells, yellow cells against brown cells, when really they're all just cells, right? We're all just people, we're all humans. But when the system is foggy, when the system is confused, when the system's pinned against itself, when it doesn't feel seen, when the system doesn't feel harmonious, everything's confused, and these little cancer cells can just run amok. But just like how fasting can give the body a break from all the stuff it's taking in, for it to say, wait a minute, let's breathe. Now I have time to process the information I've been trying to process without the new one coming in. Now I can breathe. You're not against me. You're not against me. We've been having to shovel and cycle bull crap food and toxic resources. Oh, and then the whole system starts realizing that some things were just out of sync and some things weren't fulfilling their job. And this is a big metaphor for what a fast does for the body. It resets the body. So those cancer cells go, oh crap, we can't keep them confused anymore. They see us. And the body literally will eat the cancer. Not out of hatred or out of punishment, but out of, hey man, you're not doing your job. If you're not going to come back, then we got to get you out of here, because you're going to destroy the system. And all of us with it. We can save you from yourself, but we definitely need to be saved from you. And that is what's going on in the world right now. You know, we're having a fast. We're having an immune system compromise that is getting all the bull crap, all the grease, all the slick out of there for us to see with clear eyes who's really the problem. And no one is to blame for it. No one. This is a collective problem. I'm not saying you did it or you did it or you did it. My mindset has a small contribution, as does yours, as does yours, as does any viewer. However, for us to recognize how we all contribute is how we resolve. So what one man can be doing that contributes 100 times more to hate and destruction than you, you might be doing 1% of what he's doing. And if 100 people are doing 1% of what you're doing, then 100 people equal to that man's detriment. That's just a little, math right there. I'm not saying anyone's a piece of shit. You shouldn't feel bad about yourself. Definitely shouldn't, ignore it and sweep it under the rug, but that's a big part of self-realization, of gnosis, of know thyself, is to recognize those destructive patterns, those unproductive patterns, those patterns that are holding you back, that you can see in other people. Because if you can see it in someone else, the reason why is because it's in you. As above, so below. Anything you can spot in another individual, anyone, Hitler, Jesus, you name it, is because on some level you can relate. Does that mean you're a bad person if you can relate to Hitler? No. Does that mean you're a holy person if you can relate to Jesus? No. It just means that you have those qualities, those potentialities in there. We're capable of literally anything. Does that mean that you're going to start Armageddon? No. Does that mean that you're going to save the world by yourself? No. Does that mean you're capable of it? Sure. Everything's potential. But don't get stuck in these God complexes. Don't get stuck in these little man I can't do anything complexes either. See yourself as you truly are. See your adversary, your enemy, for as they truly are. You. We're all connected. We're all one people. Show compassion to your adversary. And show compassion to yourself. If you can do these things, then the hatred, the dissonance, the reason why these people feel they need to be so self-serving in the first place, the deeper, way far back generational causes that have been building up for these people will start to fall away. Now, I can't put it perfectly into words yet. I'm trying to build a frame around my story to tell it, but in a very, very abridged version, I've stepped foot in a lot of these dark mindsets. I've been a pill addict. I've been self-loathing. I've been a narcissist. I've been an isolator. I've been a bully. I've been bullied. I've been oppressed. I've been abused. I've been on every side of the fence in different ways, in different degrees. Does that mean I'm a bad person for setting foot in those mindsets when I did? I mean, I've never killed anyone, but would I judge someone if they killed someone at their deepest level? No. I would condemn that action. But the soul underlying that action has a pure center. No soul should be condemned. No being should be condemned. It should be stopped, yes, to save everyone in themselves. But only through gnosis, experience, compassion, and understanding can we start to diffuse these cultural bombs, these neuroses, these misunderstandings. It's the biggest thing we're lacking in today's day and age is understanding. And I'm far from perfect, but I can see I have a deeper understanding than the average person at the moment. Prove me wrong. Prove to me that we all have this level of understanding and then we can awaken that inside of ourselves. I found some wisdom and some knowledge. Now it's my job to go spread it. And it's my job to embody it. And it doesn't have to be a burden. I don't have to live my life perfectly. I just have to live my life well. And so do you. And so do you. So does that guy up there. So does that woman down there. It doesn't matter. Live your life well. Live it your best. Don't judge people too harshly or yourself. Show compassion. Will it fix it overnight? No, but watch the change. Start from within here. Be the change you want to see in the world. All these things are tools for you to be your most authentic self. For your enemy to be their most authentic self. For your friend and loved one to be their most authentic self. The only way you can change the world, change the universe, change your life is by changing yourself. If I flip that, I can only do it by changing myself. They can only do that by changing themselves. We can all help each other, and the work is done by the individual. Let's help each other together. Let's spread this compassion. I think I've rambled on long enough, and I think you get the picture I was trying to paint. We're free. We're loving. We're connected. We're communal. We're compassionate, empathetic, beautiful soul beings. And we're all here. No matter what you believe, no matter what walk of life, it doesn't matter to me. Because we're all here. We're all a part of this. We're all unique. We're all wonderful puzzle pieces. And I love each and every one of you. Keep being your unique self. Keep being your most authentic, unique self. Just walk with grace. Be compassionate of yourself and others. And if you walk like that, with compassion for yourself, others, Mother Earth, your environment, you'll be just fine. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.